Hello, everyone, and welcome to JOC's Allegations, where we talk about the might of the NBA. Hey, hold on down. We're right now in the thick of things in the playoffs, and it is about to get, well, sort of greedy, because now we are not really sure what is going to happen through these series. We thought these series were over, or these conference finals, but now we're kicking into teams and we're seeing this team had a had a real shot of making this series not seen dead. Dead. Now I'm gonna give you all of that. Let's start with Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Timberwolves because this one is probably the most absorbed one. See, Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, we'll first get into Minnesota of why they're losing. Minnesota is pretty interesting one. Let me see if I can get it on my phone. Now, here's the thing, guys. Minnesota Timberwolves was why they've been losing is most poorly is been the offense of the Thunder, and the way how they've been active on steals. I've been looking this up on the horned stats margin, and this is gonna be a big stat thing, but keep it with me because this is basically important for why the Thunder have been winning this whole thing and why they're a team to beat. Because they're the most person in the team that gets on people and stealing the ball and then making a fast break happen. They really want that small ball to work and they play so hard on you. And I know Chet has been playing more this season in the center spot, but really, I don't care. That's still small ball because you see four guys playing on the court, or who are guards, or arts. So you see that a lot. And Jalen Williams might be 6'6", but they try to play Wallace in small forward sometimes as well, and that or Shea, and that works well. They are really trying to do tons of stuff to try to beat anything they come up with. And you see every single time they try to really go hard on them. They try to do this in Denver, or where they were really active on Jokic on the entry pass, as basically to not let Jokic hit the ball. And this series, you can tell they don't want Anderson to get the ball. They don't want Rudy Gobert to get the ball. They know these guys had not the best as protection of handles. Those with the ball. Well, where everything basically that individual. That just will show you what this team does so much. Minnesota though is trying their hardest, and I think the reason here's the biggest thing: they need to play better in quarters. This game 3, was the biggest point. And I know and the X factor I think is Nas Reed, because this game 3 proved Nas Reed can win this series because holding down his sweeper range and the way how he has how his team beats him more often in the race towards the 3-point mark, or basically in the center or the wing position of the 3-point line. We all know that Nas Reed hit those threes, and he's their best 3-point shooter on this team. If he's making those threes, they have a bigger chance to win. We saw it in that game 3. And if Chris Finch could easily put him more longer, or sometimes the fourth quarter, or again as this wonder, they will have a very good chance. Yes. But really, what's been so let's Devin Ackett. Let's go over the Thunder. Under I think that more and more with chat and Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams, guys, he leads the team assist. I'm not kidding. Jalen Williams leads the team in playoff assists. Yes. Yes, you can see that in the baseline. I'm trying to pass it to corners, trying to pass it to the guys to paint. He's really being acted out there. And we've been seeing that a whole lot. J-Dub has been doing tons of stuff to try to help out this team be more powerful. And I really love that he's finally getting the thick of things in every single or because it's all about how rhythm, what they're going to do against these teams, because these teams are very good at defense. Whoever is more making their shots in a row, well, in that quarters, is going to win the whole basketball game. Really, that's what it is going to come down to. Who makes shots more consistently, which we don't really know who's going to win this. It is. Yes. And Thunder got 10 steals in this entire playoffs. So the Thunder, or the Timberwolves got to do that. Anthony Edwards, really, Shea and Anthony Edwards are going full out at, and you see this series going full where who's the better superstar? We all know that is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with his way how he just break down players. You think he got one moment, and then all of a sudden he has a bag where he will just make plays. He will go low on the ball, and then all of a sudden go high, and then destroy you. Him with his step back, in the mid range, or even at the 3-point line. Sometimes he will just surprise you with so many ways how he can maneuver into paint and just make a big time pass. He's one of those guys. You think he's doing something else, and then he does something so unpredictable. And most notice. Let's talk about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, is he closer to Michael Jordan? Not really, but he's starting to edge on to that factor where we've been seeing like 3 guys who were comparison to the MJ, Michael Jordan, in NBA history. We're gonna talk about it in history, but only one or two who it helped them boost their careers to what it is. That is Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant. They exceeded on basically where it didn't hurt them. It's been kind of a curse for a lot of players in their careers. Years to able to do that at. But Andy Edwards is one of those players where you see the remnants, but it's not really close. It's where Michael Jordan was more aggressive towards the ball, or towards on players, more harder on both the defense and the offensive game, and really increasing the emphasis on everything that he wanted to do in the game. You know that he would do so much on you, point that you had no business facing against this dude. Dude. But the same thing goes in, you see that you see that might in him. And that's the thing. He needs to bring more gravity to his approach. And I think that that's what he's doing in this playoffs. You see that more gravity where those teams are fearing him of what he's got to do in the court. And he's doing that play more aggressive on the ball, in cuts, and trying to just do his best or try to be active in every single play. I think that's the key here. If he's more active on both passing, defensive, if and scoring the ball wherever he's scoring, they got a real chance to win this. Yes, yes. It really. Let's talk about one more guy, and that is Jalen Williams or Jay Will. He was very important last series. I hope that he's more minutes go up here in this series because he's gonna be a big matter for this game. He's been a very good. They're gonna have to meet him against Nas Reed to play more deep. So we just need more rebounding in that series to able to have a shot. Alright. Alright. And that's something else because Thunder had the best bench. Let's go into next series. Now, here's the thing with the New York Knicks versus the Pacers. What I've been seeing. A lot of people have been just trashing the New York Knicks. Why are they in the conference finals when they're losing so badly? And I know that you guys just saw game 3. But let's continue on with the series. Is C2. No, but the Indiana Pacers been doing so much on offense. How fast they've been playing on the court. You see, I tried to resent to Steve Nash's era, where Steve Nash would just go so fast on you. You don't know what he's going to do with the ball. You know he's gonna pass it. But the way how he passes the ball to make it frequent, to nip away, to take down players each and every point in the ball. Oh, really? Everyone talks about the pass, but really it's the handles with him, where he's going to nip away at the timing where he passes the ball, and then he will do something so crazy that you don't even know what you're going to do. You just don't. No, it's basically went in, and he can protect the ball very well. Oh, we see the same thing with Tyrese Halliburton. Now, those players are one is more fingerprint than the other, but we see how Tyrese, how much he wants, honestly, how his teammates is giving the ball in high degree places where only they get. We see that we also with his handle. He's not that strong with it. That's basically the difference. Big difference. But he really wants to get players big time. And I think this is the key for them to actually win this series. Is how much he's willing to go more bolder with his plays on the baseline. He wants to. The more and more he's trying to score, he's trying to make plays for our players. He's not basically holding the ball too much. If he can be bolder with his plays, they got a real shot to win this. Yes. Pascal Siakam making the points. Miles Turner, he leads the playoffs in blocks. Again, he leads the playoffs in blocks. You'll be surprised who leads the playoffs in steals. But let's go show you what this team is made of. Because the more and more they try out in defense from the Pacers, the Pacers do, the more harder they are to defeat. T.J. McConnell is playing some great ball. You see him more powerful with his points. The more and more when they meet those bench points. Now let's get on to. Oh yeah, Aaron Naismith. He leads the team in rebounds. He leads the team in rebounds, but the biggest thing has been his threes and his way, how he just been on defense. Is getting they just need more his defense out there on the court. Or and really, I really like how Rick Harrell is trying to play that small ball line more and more, or where Aaron E. Smith is in his power forward position, or other guys are trying to play more center or Hassel Siakam, because they really want to play faster on these players, and they're not afraid for a guy who is under 6'10" to be able to play. Hey, they not winning the game because of rebounding. They're winning the games because of how much active they are on the perimeter. They really want you to feel them play tough. They want to play tough. Let's get into York. Or here's the duel down. OJ Anunoby and McKee Bridges. Why did I say that? Malik Bridge is. I said his name wrong. Malik Bridges. Malik Bridges is an OJ Anunoby league honed down playoffs and steals. They both have 4 steals apiece, guys. 4 steals all to combine. 4 steals combined. Which is something else, because that's how much active they have been on the players. They've been trying to their very best to just get on players' skin and get that ball. Oh, this is the whole reason why they've been way in the playoffs. Is because how much they want to play defense. The more and more New York plays defense in more and more games. And I kind of hate that so many people say defense is not good in today's go. Because the more and more you see it plentiful, the more and more it comes better. But New York, they need to play more active on D. We saw this in the third game. The more and more they play the defense, the fourth, the more they had chances to win. Yeah, they have to play more D. The team that wins is the one who plays tougher and plays more physical on you. And we're not sure who's going to win this series. To me, in all honesty, because really New York doesn't play D. They got no chance of winning this. Mitchell Robinson is the key here. With his rebound, he leads the team in rebound. But notice, he has more offensive boards than defensive boards. Again, he has more offensive boards than he has defensive boards. I don't think I ever saw that before, or especially in playoffs. He has 5 offensive boards a game. He really wants to be at. That's the big key. Getting that second chance point is very big in the game, and he's been gaining so much rebounds in that whole department. And in his high degree of the block is probably a big kicker. We see Tom Thibodeau, he wants to play him more now. And I think that's a bigger kicker as well, because of this. As they meet more Miles Bride. They meet his high intensity defense. They meet more players who just need to be more active on D. They need more guys who can help the team to rest more as well. Oh, Josh Hart, he's a rebounder. He's an excellent active player on that defensive end. But he's not frequent in they're taking advantage of him as high as 6'4". And we've seen that big time. And I think that's the big key. Tom Fiddlemeans are realize the difference of what this team's doing. Rick Cowell is trying to take out. He's trying to outcoach. Well, it's Tibbs. Yes, we're trying to. These two have been underrated coaches their entire careers in NBA history, and we kind of just seen who's a better coach right now. Both. So many people hate these coaches, but you get that with every coach. You get that with every coach. Almost every coach, you will hear somebody just talk bad about them. The badness of them. The less bad you hear of it, the more and more you know that coach is very good. I like how more Brunson is playing and Cat. They're more are the guys who just. Brunson is a great nibble with the ball. He's an excellent guy when it comes to just going. I really love his might. He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot tall. But he runs like a gazelle. Wait. That's something faster than a gazelle. And that's a cheetah. That guy runs like a cheetah almost. He runs so fast, frequently into the paint, and then makes big time play. It is inside, then in the baseline, onto the 3-point line, creating the 3-point ball for himself. The guy is just a blink. Like you miss it. He's a guy who would just change the game in an instant. Game 3 wasn't his night. But the more and more he's playing hard. He's been too much in this series. But he knows how important he is. Touristy. He plays so aggressively hard onto players to wanting to win in this series. That's what we need for him. But they need more to the team to play. Or actually, he means to just know, hello, there's a guy open. That's Cat. Carlton Towns, he's one of the guys. I really loved him in the fourth of this game 3. Really, they just been going at him as his defenses miscarries. And they need him to play more hard on the baseline. They need him to play more better. And we saw this in the fourth quarter where he was playing more better at defense. And then those little plays defensively, he just a little bit. There's a little bit of stops here and there. And then they got back in the game. They got back in the game more for his points and more defense the other side. Other night, they got to 20. They came back and upvoted this team. New York played so brilliantly well in the fourth quarter. That's what they need. The fourth quarter has been Indiana's. They've been their points have over doubled. Their assists have doubled. Their frequency on rhythm has doubled. This is basically the key. Who is going to win the fourth quarter? Who is going to win the fourth quarter? I've been telling you guys so much things about why New York work. It's all about more defense and more, or who's going to play hard in the fourth or Brunson is the Hornet playoffs in points. They need somebody, a team effort on to be able to win this, because honestly, Indiana right now has been winning the defensive battle. And we didn't see that at the past years with Indiana. Now we're seeing it. They got a real shot to make the finals maybe a win and Minnesota actually moves on to next series. Hey, so they got a real shot to beat Minnesota. I can see them beating Minnesota. But Thunder can beat them every other way. There's no matchup they have to win against the Thunder. There's no matchup. So it's going to be very, very fun. This holding down next games. It's New York 1-3. They're down 2-1. Same thing goes for Minnesota. It all comes down to Game 4, Game 5. Whoever went in one of the teams that they don't want to lose, if they go down 3-1, the series is over. The series is over. It's must win for both teams, both those games. They don't want this series to be wide, basically, where it's evenly matched once again. And it's very difficult to agate. Nobody wants anyone to win. Thank you for all watching. See you next time. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. I will see you guys hopefully in Game 5 for this series. Series.